the principle of making a hitbox is really simple. You just make a part and change its size, and that's your hitbox. Make it invisible, or you can make it transparent if you want to test it and know what the hitbox looks like. Turn on anchor, turn off can collide, and turn off can touch, and yeah, that's it. I put a script in here just to show you what the methodology I'm going to use. So we're going to be using workspace, get parts and parts. And the parameter is the part that you want to get all the parts and parts. Basically, it returns every single object inside of this part. That's touching this part, inside of it, whatever. And it returns every part that it gets as a table of objects. So you get a table from this. And to make the hitbox, you use a for iterator loop. If you don't know what this does, basically you put in your table in this parentheses, and it will loop through every single object inside the table. Every loop, it will give you the part or the object that's inside the table that is currently on, and it will increase I, or whatever variable you put here, it increases it by 1 for every loop. So, knowing this, all we have to do is filter out the parts that are actually part of a humanoid or player that we can kill, and we can do that by getting the parts parent, because it can't detect models, so it will get the part inside of a player model or a humanoid model, like one of these parts, and we have to see if the parent has a humanoid inside of it. So if we do .parent first humanoid, this is in a lot of tutorials. So what it will do is it will get one of these parts, get the parent, and see if it has a humanoid. And this method, find first child of class, just makes it even easier to find a humanoid, because if you rename your humanoid, it will still find it, and it will ignore any other part that you might have named humanoid. And once we get that, now that we know that there's a humanoid, it will run this part, in which we will find the humanoid again, and then set itself to 0. And now to put this into our ability, there are many ways to move a hitbox into an ability. So let's turn this kill function into a activate hitbox function, so we can just copy and paste it into a script. And the way I'm gonna move this hitbox is I'm gonna put it inside of our model for the Zero Beam, because how the Zero Beam thing works is basically it has this huge model that it uses to summon the Zero Beam. It tweens it each one, which allows it to, make a cool animation using a simple method. And now I just put our hitbox here, change it to the size of the Zero Beam. And then move it inside the Zero Beam model and call this hitbox. Now we have our thing copy and pasted. Move this model back into our tool, which we made in the last episode. And now we put in our activate hitbox function. Make sure it's a local function if you put it inside of one of these. And now the hitbox has to be script.parent. It's no longer script.parent. Our hitbox is now the hitbox of our cloned model that we make. Make sure you're using the cloned model variable, because how this tool works is you clone it and then it fix the animation, so we have to get the hitbox of the animation. And now we run this, whenever we want to activate the hitbox. Also, we want to filter out our own player model, which we can do. Since I'm getting the player model or the user's age-root part, we can just filter out the age-root part's name, or wherever the part's parents.name is cannot be the same as our root part's parent, which is our player model's name, and that should filter us out from the function. Now if we test this out on a here, and I didn't make a delay, so I just coded instantly. Creation to make it look like a fired autoplay right here. And yeah, that's how you make it.